It's time for KCPS to dream big and for our students, our teammates, our families, and our community to help us with that dream. We want to imagine a future for our school district and city that includes the ideas, solutions, and directions that we build together. Our Blueprint 2030 process has started, and we are engaging our community around how we approach the future of our schools in KCPS. Essentially, we want to know, what do you want KCPS to look like in 2030? This 5 and 10-year strategic process will serve as our vision for the next decade. We'll be discussing many topics, from programming to grade level configurations, to the student experience and culture and climate, to increasing perception, performance, and increasing the KCPS brand, to facilities improvements, to a future bond or levy strategy. Yes, we are tackling many topics, but visions that are essential to our future. In our process, we are building out several phases. We are goal setting, planning for future KCPS scenarios and ideas, making recommendations, and then putting our plans into action. All along the way, our advisory team, our students, our staff members, our families, and our community have the ability to help shape our future. We want to be bold. We have created a dedicated webpage for our KCPS Blueprint 2030 engagement efforts and plans. From community conversations, to surveys, to gallery walks and feedback platforms, we look forward to engaging and hearing from our community. We will shape and refine our city's school district together. As we rise in performance, we are ready for this adventure, seeking innovative, cutting-edge, and future-ready experiences and facilities for our students and families. Join us. And just as our community will join us in this conversation, our students have started to provide voice to their dreams and ideas for the future of our schools too. Superintendent Dr. Mark Bedell has been visiting with our students about these topics throughout the year. We've been listening to students from first grade to high school. We want you to hear what they have to say. And for the future of KCPS, thank you for joining our journey. And here are their voices.
As we think about the future of this school district, it is important that we listen and hear from current students in the school system. Our ultimate goals is to ensure that the Kansas City Public School District offers a first-class educational programming for our students. But not only that, we want to make sure that our students are being developed socially and emotionally so that as they graduate and matriculate through our system, that these students are now globally competitive. What are your aspirational goals? What do you want to see happen for you? How do we as a school district, how do we better serve you as you move up to make sure that you're prepared for graduation and beyond?
Well, I think renovations, donations, and other kinds of reformations within the program could be really beneficial towards the academic standpoints.
Instead of like, for us, like instead of like iPads, give us like actual laptops.
Okay.
Or like the separate computer and screen.
Okay.
iPads.
Okay.
For like 3rd grade and up, we need like the separate screen, the one screen one, but for like 2nd grade and older, just the laptops.
Okay, I got you. So you'd rather have that included in the package rather than just the iPads, the Apple iPads.
More modern, like more room for people's backgrounds to be in, and less racism, a lot less racism. And no bullies.
And no bullying, right? Because I agree with that. But I do agree. He's right? We have to, that's a topic that we have to address in this city. And oftentimes we dodge those questions, but that's the reason why we're doing the equity work in our school district. That's why we have the equity policy 0.0, right? So that we do not allow for discriminatory practices to happen to any of our students based on how they show up. We recognize that a lot of our students show up with variables that are beyond their control, lived experiences, but the same applies to adults. We show up with biases that we all naturally have. So our goal is to figure out how do we check those biases at the door so that they don't impact each individual student, because we already have this preconceived thought process or notion around what they can or cannot do. So I absolutely agree with that statement, and that's something that we know as a school district we have to be more intentional and more conscious around And then that would also eliminate bullying.
I think that schools should be more diverse. At my school, I mostly see Black people, but I like to see Latinos, Hispanics, whites, everyone, because then we get to learn from different backgrounds. And then when we transition into college, we don't feel so alone, or it's a new environment. We can adjust easily to it. So I think that's important. I think a program that should be available to students is entrepreneurship program. What I think is that students should have available mentors that fits within the student's profession of what they want to do. We have a lot of entrepreneurs, and I think just having that program available to them for us will really help us be successful in our journey. Another thing I would like to touch on is that I want to thank KCPS for the ECA program, which I am in. It helps me get my credits early, and so now I only have to complete 2 years in college, which saves a lot of money, a lot of time, and it's going to reach me more to my goal.
I like to do robotics because I really think it's inspiring and fun to do something that could be a next generation thing. I went to a couple chess tournaments. I really think chess is focusing and stress relieving, and it's just fun to play.
Well, I definitely think there needs to be a little bit of improvement within the curriculum, whether it's Black history or Latino history or even Asian studies. I think that us being one of the most diverse districts in the city, we should foster the creativity and education within these students who are minorities.